everybody misses it and really missed it last year.
It just felt really, really strange.
That is the main thing that will make life feel normal again.
August every year is such a good feeling.
It's just amazing to have this on our doorstep.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the festival this year.
Make us laugh, or make us our hearts leap, and make us sing with joy. It's that being together is such a key thing, and that's what the Edinburgh International Festival does.
Hello and welcome to the 2021 Edinburgh International Festival. That's a simple sentence to say, but one that belies the complexity, tension, months and months of hard work, planning and resilience and hope that's gone into making it real. When we said farewell to our artists, audiences and our temporary staff at the end of 2019 festival, none of us knew what was in front of us, or that it'd be 2 years before we were able to present a programme of live events again.
The best festival in the world happens here, in this place.
The last year has been one that none of us will forget. Many of us have had first-hand experience of the impact of the pandemic ourselves, or our family, friends or loved ones. All of us have had our lives affected in some way. We live now in changed times. However, just as the International Festival was born out of a period of adversity in 1947, in the belief that arts and culture can nourish and soothe us, so we believe that today we have a role in helping all of us, our city, our artists, our audiences and the thousands of people who work to put on events like the festival, to recover and to reconnect with those around us. When, at the end of last year, we were considering what to plan for the 2021 festival, we were faced with many questions. Should it exist only online? Should we organise our usual type of festival? Or should we design a different type of programme that builds in social distancing and outdoor settings? It's that last option that we'll present to you this year, alongside a programme of digital streams and broadcasts. The majority of the programme takes place in outdoor covered venues with a few carefully planned indoor events. Every performance is the result of detailed and creative thinking from artists to government and officials in health, planning and licensing. Our thanks go to the Scottish Government, Events Scotland and colleagues from the City of Edinburgh for their patience and support as we navigated the gateway process to ensure that our events are as safe and as welcoming as possible. The first of our specially constructed covered pavilions is on the grounds of Edinburgh Academy Junior School, providing a relaxed and safe performance environment. Here we'll stage evening performances with a diverse programme of music and opera in this beautiful part of the city. Our second location sees us take up residence in the Old College Quad at the University of Edinburgh. Here we'll present a varied programme of chamber music, traditional music, spoken word and cabaret in a covered pavilion. Our final outdoor venue takes us to a new location in the west of the city, thanks to a partnership with Parabola and support from Sir Ewan and Lady Brown. Our contemporary music programme comes alive at the purpose-built venue in Edinburgh Park, from groundbreaking artists from Scotland, the UK and beyond, performing a series of concerts ranging from jazz and folk through to indie, rock and pop. We'll celebrate the opening of the 2021 Edinburgh International Festival with the Aberdeen Standard Investments opening event, Night Light, a night walk that engages all the senses, the warmth and sound and scent of fire and the crisp Edinburgh air with a backdrop of traditional Scottish music. French artistic collective company Carabos will illuminate the city's Royal Botanic Garden with a bespoke creation for visitors to explore. Thanks to support from Events Scotland, this free event will be accompanied by a live soundtrack of tunes from Scotland and beyond, exploring a rich history of cultural exchange. Although this year's festival is different and smaller than usual, we'll be presenting some 200 live and digital performances involving over 1,000 artists from 30 nations. And also this year, we're delighted to present over 400 artists from Scotland. Last year, whilst we weren't able to present a festival, we were able to continue some elements of our learning and engagement work. During the year, we built 4 outdoor stages in the playgrounds of primary schools that act as feeders to Leith Academy, our residency school, as part of Play on Stages, a partnership with the City of Edinburgh Council. The stages help to encourage play and creativity in an outdoor space, while activities indoors were restricted. Since their installation, we've been connecting with each school to bring artists and art forms to the pupils and staff. We're hoping to be able to bring a handful of short performances to the stages in July and August, sharing the joy of live performance with the schools and their communities. With the return to live performance in this year's programme, we plan to bring back our Young Musicians Passport scheme, an initiative set up to enable young people across Edinburgh to experience classical music. And centred on the experience of the pandemic, Amplify is a project working with young people to increase their connection to the arts, to develop their self-confidence and self-value, and provide them with vocational skills that they can take forward in life and employment. The project will create a collection of new music by the young people through connections with professional musicians. This not only facilitates their creative expression, but offers understanding and learning of how to produce and to promote music. Finally, our residency partnership with Leith Academy that began in 2018 and will continue through to 2022. This long-term project is designed to enrich the life of the school by creating cultural opportunities for the whole school community and by looking beyond the work we present on stage and at the festival, equipping students with personal, social and vocational skills for life.
Hello and welcome to the 2021 Edinburgh International Festival. I can't tell you how happy we all are to say those words. So much has been written and said about the past 15 months, but now it's time to look to the future and to the brilliant musicians, actors, dancers and poets who are getting ready to perform for you this August. The programme we're announcing today represents a carefully organised return to live performance. It's a collaborative effort between all of us who live in this city, our artists, the team at the festival, our donors and stakeholders, and of course, all of you who will be coming to performances, both live and digital. Thanks to all of you for the patience you've shown us so far and for your continued support as we all work through these new but hopefully temporary circumstances. I want, along with Fran, to pay tribute to everyone in the festival who's worked tirelessly over the past year and a half. With regard to the programme, I'd like to specifically acknowledge the work of our programming team led by our Director of Programming, Roy Luxford, our Head of Music, Andrew Moore, Emma Hay, Caroline Donald, Kate McGrath and Bryn Ormerod. I'd also like to thank the many partner organisations who've made major contributions to the programme this year. And so to the 2021 festival. We start our journey, as Fran said, in the company of French pyro-magicians Carabosse, who will create the Aberdeen Standard opening event. Carabosse will weave their magic through the Royal Botanic Gardens each night from the 6th to the 8th of August, and best of all, tickets are free. Opera is, of course, always at the heart of the festival, and this year is no exception. Following his work on our Ring Cycle in concert, Andrew Davis is reunited with the Royal Scottish National Orchestra in a concert staging of Richard Strauss's Ariadne auf Naxos, with an outstanding cast led by German soprano Dorothea Rushman. This project is generously supported by Dunard Fund and James and Morag Anderson. Henry Purcell's Dido and Aeneas is one of the most beloved works in the repertoire. Composer Erilyn Wallen extends the story beyond Dido's death so that we can revisit it afresh. Performed by the Dunedin Concert under John Buck, the cast will be led by South African soprano Golda Schultz. In the Festival Theatre, Scottish Opera offer a new production of Verdi's comic favourite Falstaff, directed by David McVicker and conducted by Stuart Stratford, with Roland Wood playing the title role. Another vocal highlight of the 21 season is the Scottish premiere of Judith Weir's orchestral song cycle Woman Life Song, based on texts by Maya Angelou, Toni Morrison and Clarissa Pinkola Estes. The piece is performed by mezzo-soprano Andrea Baker alongside the Chineke Orchestra under William Eddins. Other sensational voices in this year's festival include recitals by Joyce DiDonato, Mary Eriksmoen, Gerald Finley, Fatima Saeed and Renee Fleming. Nicola Benedetti displays her extraordinary virtuosity across 3 different projects: a Vivaldi programme with her newly formed Benedetti Baroque Orchestra, Stravinsky's The Soldier's Tale with a specially formed ensemble group, and a solo concert celebrating her instrument called The Story of the Violin. Orchestral highlights will include the London Symphony Orchestra with Simon Rattle, the Royal Scottish National Orchestra with Valery Gergiev, Elam Chan and Thomas Sondergaard, the BBC Scottish Symphony with Maren Alsop, the Scottish Chamber Orchestra with Kazushi Ono, as well as in chamber form with Maxine Emelianichev at the piano. The orchestral programme will be opened by the BBC Symphony Orchestra with Dalia Stazeska. Soloists include pianists Daniel Trifonov, Isata Kana-Mason, Elizabeth Leonskaya, Stephen Osborne and Malcolm Martineau. Other brilliant soloists include violinists Patricia Kopachinskaya and Noah Wildschut, and cellist Sol Gabetta, and further chamber music from the Goldman, Gringolds and Zahetmeyer quartets. A special mention of another artist in residence, the remarkable bass baritone Thomas Kwastov, who has moved from opera to jazz and brings his quartet for an evening of jazz classics, as well as offering a public masterclass and performing the major domo role in Ariadne auf Naxos. And for lovers of musical theatre, a very special evening of Rodgers and Hammerstein favourites in A Grand Night for Singing, led by pianist Wayne Marshall, with a cast including Danielle Denise and Kim Creswell. While we cannot yet welcome back the full forces of the Edinburgh Festival Chorus, we're delighted that we've been able to incorporate some chorus members in Mendelssohn's incidental music for A Midsummer Night's Dream, and a special smaller choral concert on the 29th of August, the final day of the festival. Thanks to all our chorus members for their loyalty and to our chorus director, Aidan Oliver. Despite the real difficulties in presenting theatre at the moment, artists have risen to the challenge with brilliant creative responses. In the Lyceum, we'll present the first live performances of the full production of Hannah Lavery's striking work, Lament for Sheku Bayou, produced by the National Theatre of Scotland, the Lyceum and the Festival. There will be rehearsed readings of a new work by Jaimini Jethwa, Hindu Times, from the Dundee Rep with the Lyceum, Pitlochry Festival Theatre and Stellar Quines, and from Payne's Plough, You Bury Me by Alum, the joint winner of the inaugural Women's Prize for Playwriting. At the Traverse, the world premiere of Enda Walsh's new play Medicine, featuring a brilliant Irish cast led by Donald Gleeson. At the Quad, Alan Cumming brings his mischievous musical one-man evening, aptly titled Alan Cumming is Not Acting His Age, while Barry Kosky of the Comisha Oper is joined by singer Catherine Merling for an evening of music of Kurt Weill. Fiddler, producer and member of the band Lau, Aidan O'Rourke has created a special project for this year's festival, supported by the Scottish Government's Festival Expo Fund. It's called A Great Disordered Heart, a description of the Cowgate penned by Robert Louis Stevenson. Part concert series, part film, this project looks at how the departure of tourists in Edinburgh's Little Ireland during the pandemic allowed its local communities to re-emerge and reconnect with its history and identity. While we're not able to bring dance ensembles from around the world to this year's festival, we're delighted to commission choreographers from Soweto, Sao Paulo, Beirut and Edinburgh to create moving choreographic essays from lives in lockdown in their cities. These films will be shown with special in-person presentations from the choreographers in Dance Space. Another exciting dance commission is our co-production with choreographer Akram Khan. Choto Zenos is a filmic reimagining for young people of his heartbreaking work Xenos, created by Sue Buckmaster. Last August, perhaps the only live performance in Edinburgh was a hugely innovative work by Christine Devani of Curious Seed. The company will recreate and expand this work using local performances at the foot of Arthur's Seat. And writer Sarah Sharawi and director Katrine Evans merge digital and real life together for Nakabi Ninja, a moving and confronting walk through the city. As well as commissioned digital works, throughout the festival, audiences will be able to enjoy streams and broadcasts of many of our performances. These will be available for free on the festival's online channels, but also through our broadcast and streaming partners, including BBC Radio 3, Sky Arts, Classic FM, and Lynn Records with Apple Music. In 2020, we'd worked with Celtic Connections to programme a study of the rich and innovative world of Scottish folk and traditional music, and we're delighted that many of those artists have made themselves available for our 2021 programme. In a season entitled In the Tradition that will take place at the Old College Quad, we're delighted to present ensembles such as Talisk, Brayback and Farah, as well as unique, well-loved voices such as Corrine Polworth and Siobhan Miller. Our thanks to our partners at Edinburgh University and the Soundhouse organisation. Music from further afield will be represented by the brilliant Gambian multi-instrumentalist Sona Jabarte and the legendary Malian kora player Balake Sissoko. Presented at the Old College Quad in association with the Edinburgh International Book Festival, A Toast to the People is a unique series celebrating the rich tradition of spoken word in poetry, hip-hop and performances. Ranging from pioneers of the form to recent innovators, the series includes performances by American singer and poet Saul Williams, Nigerian performer Wana Odobang, and Glasgow-based poet and author Holly McNish. And at the Talbot Rice Gallery, The Normal, a vivid reflection of life during the pandemic. We're delighted to welcome audiences to a specially designed festival site at Edinburgh Park for a fascinating survey of some of the most ambitious and electrifying music making in Scotland, across the UK and beyond. There's brilliant new jazz from Moses Boyd and Coco Roco, new music from Damon Albarn, Laura Mvula and Anna Meredith, and a concert version of a new musical called Shona. Add in the legendary Malian singer Fatoumata Diawara, electronic legend Caribou, and local heroes Catherine Joseph and the Snuts, and you have a brilliantly eclectic programme united by the fierce independence and originality of these artists.
The festival is, of course, the result of a huge collective effort involving literally hundreds of people and organisations. This year, more than ever, we're so grateful to be supported by the City of Edinburgh Council, the Scottish Government and Creative Scotland. Their willingness to support us through the year when we weren't able to produce a festival and to allow funding, both core and through the PLACE programme, to be used flexibly has enabled us to take risks and to push ourselves to do something that we've never done before, in the belief that coming back to live performance this summer is what our audiences, our artists and our city want. The support of the British Council and the University of Edinburgh Futures Institute is critical in helping us extend our reach across the globe and in making sure the widest possible range of voices are heard here in Edinburgh. As ever, we're grateful to our friends at Baillie Gifford this year for their support of our learning and engagement programme. Our donors and supporters play an integral role in our work, and their generosity underpins everything that we do. We're thankful to all of our members and supporters for their steadfast support through the challenges of the last year. Our sincere thanks go to all of our loyal patrons and donors, including Denard Fund, the Anne Scully Fund, James and Morag Anderson, Sir Ewan and Lady Brown, and the Edinburgh International Festival Endowment Fund. The unwavering support of all of our funders, donors and supporters has kept us financially resilient and enabled us to offer work to artists, to art workers and freelancers, and to share the international festival experience with our audiences once again. Thank you too to our board, who've gone above and beyond in their support of the festival over the last year, in the time that they've given us and the support, the guidance and encouragement that they've so willingly given. The board has been so expertly led by Neil Lothian, who steps down this summer, and so I wanted to thank him for the enormous contribution he's made to the festival, not only over this last extraordinary year, but over more than a decade. His clear-sighted leadership and generosity in sharing his experience has enabled us to weather many storms and to re-emerge with perhaps our most ambitious and optimistic festival yet. Finally, none of this, of course, can happen without the expertise and the dedication of our staff. This year working in extremely difficult circumstances, maybe from home, remotely, and to a very challenging timetable against a backdrop of change and uncertainty, but always with the incredible professionalism and care that they bring to the festival. The 2021 programme is a collective effort between artists and art workers and local audiences and funders and supporters. None of us can be certain of what the coming months will bring, but we're committed to working on a return to sharing the joy of live performance.
So that's it for this extraordinary year. We just ask all of you for your patience as we work through these extraordinary circumstances, and ask you to pray to a deity of your choice for the most beautiful, balmy and summery August in the history of the festival. Thank you.